So, guys, it's your boy Chance, aka Shadow Blade from Bloodshot Records, and I'm here to kind of teach you guys a little something that I've learned over time, and that is that you no longer need money to make it in the music industry. I don't care who you are. Like, I don't care if you're experienced as fuck. I don't care if you're just starting out. But this is more geared towards those that are just starting out and getting their footing like I've been doing. Like, I've been doing music since 2010, so like I do kind of already have my footing. But a lot of people don't realize that you do not need money these days to make it in the music industry. And I don't care who you talk to. I don't care if, it's somebody that's super experienced. Believe it or not, do you have any idea how many times I've been asked that question? Yes, I do sleep. It's just my sleep schedule is so weird because I'm constantly doing stuff. So yes, I do sleep. Just not at night. I do, but sometimes. It depends. But I don't care who you are in the music industry. Like, I don't care if you're starting out or if you're super experienced, like I said, but this is geared towards those that are just starting out. I don't care who you talk to. Like, the biggest star in the world can sit there and say that you have to make money to spend money, and you have to spend money to make it in the music industry. No, you don't. And you guys are probably laughing, but I'm living proof that you don't need to spend one red cent to make it in the music industry at all. And I'll tell you what, if I'm lying to you guys can bash me. But once you see this proof, like once you hear what I have to say and the proof that I have to show you, you guys will be thinking a lot differently. And now you're probably thinking, well, how can I make it in the music industry if I don't have a recording studio? Yes, you do. If you have a phone or a tablet, that's your microphone. That's your recording studio. I don't want to hear any excuses of, oh, I have to spend money on a mic. No, you don't. Your phone or your tablet is your microphone. And you're probably thinking, well, how? Simple. First app you guys want to download, whether you're on an iOS device or an Android, the very first app you want to download is this, which is Soundtrap. And Soundtrap is basically a mobile studio. You can record in it, you can do everything you need to do in it. Now, the thing is, it does come with a 1 month full on membership for premium membership. And after that, you get bumped down to like 5 spaces for doing music. But one trick I use is this. Once I'm done with, like, let's say I record a song. Like, let's say let's say I have 4 slots. All right, let's say I have 5 slots and I record a song on each of those slots. What I'll do is once I'm done uploading and posting those songs to wherever I'm posting them to, then I will take and delete those songs. Because it won't get rid of them on the sites where you post them. It'll just get rid of them out of there so they're not there anymore. Now, another app I do highly recommend is this. And I use this all the time. Which is BandLab. Now, BandLab is just like Soundtrap, I'm going to show you guys right there. Right there. Now, like I said, BandLab is just like Soundtrap, because BandLab has unlimited space. And the cool thing about it, another cool feature about BandLab, is that it has a live community. So you get real feedback in real time from your songs that you put out. Other than that, it's basically the same as Soundtrap. You can record, make beats, make instrumentals, all that stuff. So those are two apps that you're going to need. Now, app number 3 is very important. This is something that you have to have, because this is going to be your digital distribution. And you do want this too, which is Spotify for Artists, which I already have it. You want to get Spotify for Artists. And if you don't have Spotify, sign up. You're going to need it. And here is why. You're going to need both of those for a very good reason. And this is why. An app called Amuse. Oops. Now, what you guys are probably wondering is, what is Amuse? Amuse is basically a digital distribution platform. Now, unlike your traditional, distribution companies like CD Baby and, TuneCore and all that, Amuse does not take any money away from you. You keep 100% of what you make. 100%. And you guys probably think, well, it sounds too good to be true. Well, I can tell you firsthand that that's not true. I thought the same thing. But their payout method is you have to wait. Like, let's say I release an album today. Well, 6 months from today, let's say I release an album today and somebody buys it today. 6 months from today, on that exact day, that person that bought my album off of iTunes and stuff, that money that they used to buy that, I will then get that money. Reason why is because it takes a long time for transfers and all that shit. Hey, Andrea, what's up? Now, as you guys can see, currently, I have one song in review, which is actually the hit single off my new album, Evolution, which is dropping this Friday. So if you guys can, check that shit out. Check it out on Spotify, Napster, Google Play, iTunes, anywhere where you guys can listen to it. YouTube Red, everywhere. Check that shit out. This coming up Friday. Matter of fact, I will show it to you guys. It says delivered to stores, but it doesn't drop until Friday. As you guys can see, right there, drops this Friday. Now you guys are probably thinking, well, what does that have to do with being paid? Now, the way Amuse works is payouts, right? And this is where you're going to need, Spotify and Spotify for Artists, as well as Apple Music, YouTube. You're going to need basically all social media that you can, listen to music on. Right? And same here, Andrea. It's been raining on and off a lot here, too. And hey, I messaged you. I don't know why it didn't go through, but if you can, message me back. Please. Thank you. Love you, lots. Now you guys are probably thinking, well, what does, all that hate? This is why. This is just my balance since June, or this is up to date since I released all my music back in June of this year. As of today, I currently have $1.13 in streaming royalties. And this is why you want Spotify and all that, because of that right there. They pay you in royalties every 6 weeks. Now, you do have to have $10 in order to be able to you know, to withdraw it. But that's just like the 6 months wait and the 6 week wait and then $10 for streams to be able to withdraw. That's a small price to pay for being able to put out your music completely free and legitimately. Now, I will say, whenever you do your covers for your stuff, you do have to have it at 1400 by 1400 pixels. It literally has to be 1400 by 1400. I tried other ways, it wouldn't work. I have to have it at 1400 and 1400. Just a little tip for you guys. But I am living proof that you do not need money to make it in the music industry. And why do you think, well, what about the big labels? Nah, fuck those big labels. You want to know why? All those big signed to a record here, there was a big label until they sold out and went out of business. I think they went out of business or they moved. I can't remember which. I think they moved. But I was with them for about 3 years. I had a 3-year contract with them. Had some shitty music back then, like real shitty. Didn't even like my own shit. But it was something to go off of for a short time. And let me tell you something. All those major labels, all they want to do is own you. With the music, you keep 100% of what you make. You get to keep ownership of all your work. There's no fees, there's no startup fees, there's nothing like that. It is 100% free. Now, what these major labels want to do is they want to own you. They want to own your work. And so, like, let's say that you sign, like, all right, just to be funny, let's say you sign a $2 million 3-year contract with, let's say Interscope Records, just for random. Let's say you sign a $2 million $3 or $2 million 3-year contract with Interscope Records. What they want to do is they want to take part of that from you. They own you. They want to own your music. And let me tell you something. Once you sign that contract, you're not only signing away your rights to your music and to your work, but you're basically signing away your life as an artist. Because for that whole term, they basically own you. And if you try to track, they can and will take you to court. I thankfully haven't had to be taken to court, but I know a lot of good friends that are artists in the music industry who have. And that's something you want to avoid. That's something you want to avoid at all costs. Because trust me, the music industry these days has changed. It's not like it used to be. Anymore, you can start your own record label right from home. Like, legitimately right from home. Just like me and my little brother Ian did. Even though he lives in Peoria, in Illinois, and I live here in Akron, Ohio, we started up our own record label 7 to 8 months ago, and we've already got over 100 subscribers and over 1,000 views on YouTube. So shout out to every single one of you guys that has subscribed. You guys are fucking awesome. And shout out to everybody on BSR as well, man. Oh, y'all, I'm checking something here. But like I said, guys, like, you don't need money to make it in music anymore. Times have changed. And in a lot of ways, and in a big way, honestly. And like a lot of people will sit there and say you need money to make money, or you need to invest in yourself to make a good living. No, you don't. They are lying to your face. I am living proof that you do not need money to make it in the music industry. And everybody always tries to combat this. But then when I show them the proof, they shut up. So anybody tells you you can't make it in the music industry without investing in yourself or without investing in a studio, look at them and tell them this: fuck off. I don't care how much money they offer you. I don't care if they offer you a $2 trillion contract for the rest of your life. Don't take that contract. I know it might seem like quick money, but that quick money is what's going to be your downfall. That quick money is to lure you in so they can own you. As long as they can own you, they'll give you whatever the fuck you want. They'll give you a fucking Lamborghini. They'll give you a fucking Ferrari. They'll give you a fucking Bugatti Veyron if you ask for it. They'll give you the biggest fucking hilltop mansion in the world. But as long as they own you, that's when you're allowed to get that stuff. It's because they own you. You don't own that stuff. They do. You don't own your work. They own your work. Those clothes that you're wearing that are super expensive, you don't own those. The record labels do. They're the ones paying for all this stuff. Don't be fooled by the mainstream industry, guys. Don't be fooled by these mainstream idiots. Because that's not what they want. They want to own you. And this is a very hard lesson that I had to learn myself. Like I said, the music industry has changed in a big way that not a lot of people want to, accept. A lot of people say, do this, spend money on this, spend money on that. No. Like I said, you don't need money. If you got a phone or a tablet, you have a microphone. You have a studio. You have everything you need right there in the palm of your hand. And I am living proof of that. And a lot of people hate me for it. But you know what? I'd rather people hate me and me be able to spread the truth, the real truth about the music industry and how they really work, rather than be another slave to their fucked up, bullshit, corrupt system. And I know a lot of you guys are probably sitting there thinking that I'm full of shit, but I challenge you to this. I challenge you for a full year, do the things that I'm telling you. For a full-on year. Make your music, release it through music, record your stuff on your mobile device, make your music how you want to do it, and release it through music for a full year. And if I'm wrong, you guys can chew me out. But I guarantee you, you will not regret it. And the reason why I'm telling you this, I'm sick to death and tired of seeing good artists that are actually talented, that are actually really good, and actually have a bright future, being screwed over due to the mainstream industry and money. That That's just a bribe to get you in their trap. Once they have you in that trap, they own you. They own your music. They own the rights to your stuff. Don't fall for these labels. Just plain and simple. Don't. Like I said, I made that mistake myself. Thankfully, it wasn't with those super, big labels. It was a small label that had actually wound up moving out of city or out of state. And why they relocated, I don't know. But let me tell you something. Once I found out the truth about how the mainstream industry really does work, I vowed to never be signed to a major record label. As much as I would love to be making the money, I would rather be making a little bit of money here and there through my music and making a steady living rather than fall victim to the industry and promoting bad shit. So my point is, guys, don't fall to the mainstream industry system. Like I said, listen to what I have to say. Listen to what I said. Follow that pattern, and I guarantee you, you will make money. You will make very real money. And don't let anybody sit there and tell you that you need to spend money to make money. No, you don't. And if they ask you how, show them the 3 apps that I showed you. Amuse, Soundtrap, and BandLab. Along with whatever else you use to make your music. Because I know there's a bunch of different music making apps that I use as well. Don't let these guys fool you. No matter how big the money is, don't fall for it, because that's all just a trick. It's all smoke and mirrors. Take it from somebody who has experience. Yes, I may be only 27 years old, about to be 28 here on Thursday. But you know what? I have way more experience in the music industry than most will ever have in their lifetime. Because I'm smart. I did my research. I've done a lot more in the music industry than most will ever do. Why? Because, like I said, I did my research. I did my homework. I looked everything up. The music industry, not just from an artist standpoint, but from a business standpoint and from a reality standpoint as well. Don't let these major industries fool you. Because all they're after is you. They're after your image. They're after your money. They don't care about you or your music. All they care about is this. It's all about the Benjamins. That's all it's about. So like I said, guys, if you are an up-and-coming artist, I challenge you, like I said, for a full year, use those 3 apps that I showed you and whatever else app you use to make your music. Use BandLab, use Sounds to put out your music. And I guarantee you, you'll be thanking me. And again, if you don't have Spotify or Spotify for artists, you need to do that. You need to create that. Because once you do that, you're set to go. Because let me tell you something. Spotify is the #1 leading streaming platform on the web. So once you put your music out there on Spotify, hundreds of people are going to hear it. And I mean hundreds, if not thousands. But also while you want to promote it in groups, promote it on Facebook, tell people about it, show people it. You have to promote it. So this is what I do. This is the formula I follow. Day to day, this is what I do. I put out an album. Once I put out that album and it then gets confirmed from use, which takes roughly about a week to do. It takes about a week to get it put out. But once that happens, I then sit down and I promote the fuck out of that album. Once it's in stores, like, all right, what it is like, all right, let me backtrack a little bit. You put your music out onto a Muse, it does take about a week to confirm it. But once it's confirmed, it's out there. But what I'll do is once my album's been confirmed for release and I see that it is in stores, what I will then do is I will go to Spotify, I'll go to all the social media platforms where it's at, and I will grab those links and I will promote it. As a matter of fact, I actually have the list right here of the shops that they have up for the music. Like, these are all the shops that it will be in. All right, now here's the shops: Amazon, Deezer, Google Music, iTunes and Apple Music, Napster, Shazam, Slacker, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Content ID, and YouTube Red. Those are all the places where your music will be. So what I like to do is I like to grab the best ones that people go to the most, like YouTube, Spotify, stuff like that. And I'll take those links and I'll post them in groups. And for 6 months straight, I will promote the funk out of it. And then once that happens, I get paid if somebody actually purchases the album from Google Play or iTunes. Because it takes, like I said, it takes 6 months for Google Play or iTunes to get paid. But once you do that, you're good. And also, if you don't have a PayPal, you need to get a PayPal as well. That is important for you to get paid. You do have to have PayPal. Like I said, guys, I hope this teaches you guys a very valuable lesson in the music industry. You do not need money to make it in the music industry. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if they're the biggest fucking rapper in the world. You do not need money to make it in the music industry these days. You can make a very good living doing it right from home with no money at all. And I just proved it. And if anybody thinks that that doesn't prove anything, tell them that they can kiss your ass. Because you're not a sheep to the slaughter. Well, with that being said, guys, this has been Chance, aka Shadowblade, the real Shadowblade and the real ES Blade from Bloodshot Records. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. And please, guys, share this live stream around to groups and get it out there because I want this to be known. I want these young artists to have a fighting chance at actually making a living for themselves. But with that being said, I will see you guys later, man. Peace.